Hey everyone, a big Monday welcome from Sportsbet Daily at oddsmarket.com. Hope you've all had a great weekend. Right across the board, our cappers, tipsters, writers had a phenomenal weekend. Now what we do is we start again, and it's Champions League. Do or die for the 12 sides over 6 ties to join the Champions League group stage. I look at it so far, been very, very tough. And these boys have done so well just to be breathing through a straw, but I'm sure we'll be great when we get into the group stages. I'm joined by, obviously, regulars Alex and Martin. Good afternoon, boys.
Afternoon.
Are you well?
Yeah, doing good, thanks. Doing good. How's sunny Costa Rica?
Yeah, sunny Costa Rica is good in the mornings and it rains in the afternoons. I look at this and I'm going to get Rafa to stick up the Champions League record in a while, but this is how it typifies it. We've lost some of the big guns that you thought would go through to the Champions League group stages. Krasnodar knocked Porto out over 2 legs. Then they go to Olympiacos and get done 4-0. I mean, Martin, do you just want to explain to me how tough it is in the qualifying rounds?
Horrendously tough. I didn't want to touch that Krasnodar game with a barge pole, to be honest, because Olympiacos just keep clean sheet after clean sheet. Haven't conceded all season. They're watertight at the back, and they showed it in devastating fashion against the Russians midweek. So now they hold a heavy aggregate lead. They could easily draw or lose by a narrow margin and still go through. So I'd say very, very difficult to predict the result of that game. And yeah, I wouldn't go anywhere near it. But it looks like we're going to see Olympiacos in the group stage. And I think they could be a decent team. I'm not sure if they'll make it to the last 16, but they look pretty strong.
Yeah, I mean, Alex, you look at it and you say to yourself, Krasnodar versus Olympiacos. Krasnodar, 2.1 to beat Olympiacos. You're like, they've just been beat 4-0. Are they really going to be having a go here?
I think that they will enter in this match having nothing to lose. You know, Olympiacos 4-0 up. They are all 110%, I would say, if we don't see a huge upset and comeback from Krasnodar. I don't think that they are able to score 4, not to concede a goal against Olympiacos. Olympiacos very good in the first leg, brilliant in the last 30 minutes of the game. I think that they scored 2 goals in 3 minutes. They were just 1-0 up, and they closed everything in the last 30 minutes of the game because Krasnodar was a team to attack in the last half an hour, you know, because they needed that away goal. They were 1 goal down. And after that, goal after goal, Olympiacos brilliantly on the break. They are absolutely superb. They have some fast players there. So, yeah, I think that I will touch this game. I touched it also last week. It was very unlucky for Krasnodar not to score. They had many opportunities themselves also to score. And I think that this time at home in front of their fans, I'm going for both teams to score at 1.8. I really think Olympiacos will score because they will find many gaps in their opponent's back.
Okay, Rafa, can we get the record up for the Champions League and also along the bottom where they're showing the Europa fixtures and not the Champions League? Now, here's the Champions League record. -1 for Alex, -3.6 for Martin, and yet it's only a couple of weeks until we start the group stages. So that's quite a decent place to start from when you think how many nightmares there've been, Martin.
Yeah, I'm not betting on the groups on the qualifying stages anymore. As I've said, I got done by a few teams in the previous round by Cluj, and I think I was just betting on teams that I don't really watch regularly enough, really, to be betting from a position of authority on them. So I'm leaving these well alone. You can keep showing the record each week, though, if you like, but it's not going to change until the group stage starts, and then I'm confident that I'll be able to get back into the
Don't worry,
black
Martin. This is the last match before the group stage, mate. So don't worry about that.
Yeah, and it's great that we showed a record.
And I will touch them because I want to be on green before the group stage will kick off. Just -1 unit there. I think that I can do it to +1 this week.
Yeah, but it's good to show the record whether you're up, down, sideways, level, because it's a transparency. I mean, if you're tuning in for the first time, go over to oddsmarket.com, have a look at all the written content, have a look at the people that are tipping up week in, week out, and they are absolutely flying. These two parts are in their infancy, and I'm sure that they will be up before the end of the season. Let's go to the second game. Slavia Prague at home to Cluj. Slavia Prague 1.6, Cluj 6.5, the draw 4.0. Alex, home win surely?
For me, home win surely, yeah. CFR Cluj showed that the game against Celtic, it was Celtic to lose, not CFR Cluj to win in that game. So Slavia Praga knew the mistakes that the Celtic did in their match against Cluj, and they didn't repeat it. They are absolutely brilliant in the final for the Slavia Prague. CFR very, very good in their defensive side, but not a lot of firepower there. They are missing something in the attack, and also the brain from the midfield. Julio will also miss this game through injury. So I think that Slavia Prague and over 1.5 goals in the match, because I think that Slavia Prague can score 2 goals on their own. And again, I don't think that they will repeat Celtic's mistakes from the last round when Cluj pulled off a huge upset against Celtic.
And Martin, Cluj are the main reasons that you've got them open wounds and you're a little bit wary of these qualifying rounds.
Yeah, I don't want to bet on Cluj. Who knows what's going to happen? They beat Celtic when I expected Celtic to win. You know, I've seen a bit of Slavia Prague, but only in European competition. I can't sit here and say I watch the Czech League every week. So I'm going to stick. I want to stay away from it a bit. I'm going to wait till the proper teams come in at the start of the Champions League group stage, when it's the established teams that we know. And yeah, I'm confident that we'll get our records back up then. But I've got nothing on Slavia Prague versus CFR Cluj, I'm afraid.
Go on, Alex.
Just to add something here, Slavia Prague main man is Romanian. He knows very good CFR Cluj. Nicolae Stanciu is his name. He played also in Sparta Prague. After that, he went in the Arabic part, and after that, he returned to Slavia Praga. He is the man to watch also in this match. I would probably tip him to be anytime goal scorer on their turf in Czech Republic. He's brilliant. Has a lot of experience at the national team, at the big ones. So that could be the difference, because he knows what Cluj are playing. He knows what Dan Petrescu, your teammate from Southampton, because he is the coach of Cluj right now. So yeah, I think that Slavia Prague huge value here with together with the over 1.5 goals.
Yeah, and I've got to jump in there because I actually have gone Slavia Prague to win and over 1.5 at 2. So, I mean, that's both of us on the same one. So, Martin, you're cheering on Slavia Prague tomorrow for your teammates. Let's spin over. Red Star Belgrade against Young Boys. Red Star Belgrade 2-2 in the first leg away from home. Now, wide open. Can we see this being a draw again, Alex?
No. I don't think I think that it will be decided in 90 minutes. Young Boys by far the better side in the first leg. I think that they dominated. They were very unlucky not to win that game. I think that they have the first chance in this one. Yes, Red Star Belgrade, another animal when they're playing in front of their fans. You know that the crowd there is absolutely brilliant, one of the best in the world. I think that it will be a goal fest, another goal fest, over 2.5 goals in the match at 1.82. But I think that Young Boys will be forced to attack, and I think that they have one class of quality higher than Red Star Belgrade. So if you want to play the winner's market, you can go Young Boys with Drono bet at 2.0. But just not to touch the winners market, because it's very dangerous. Like Martin said in these qualifiers, I'm just going for over 2.5 goals at 1.82.
Okay, well, before we wrap up and we go on to the Europa League, Alex, have a little look around and say, who are going to be the big guns in this Champions League? Are we going to have to be like normal people or normal teams, or are we going to find an Ajax to come through this year?
Maybe Ajax also, despite missing some of their players. Let's see what Ajax will do, because the transfer window is not closed yet in the Netherlands. I heard something today that they wanna sign 2-3 players before the window shuts down, and who knows, maybe again Ajax, but not in the semi-finals. I don't think that it will be a season full of surprises like last season. I think that the big guns will dominate this time. I think that it's good that most of them started their domestic league campaign. They will try to go. They will try to put a bigger gap between them and their opponents in their domestic league, and after that concentrate on the Champions League, because their goal, the big names in Europe, their goal is to win Champions League, like Barcelona haven't won Champions League for a long, long time. Who else? Paris Saint-Germain, every year they are trying to win Champions League, and they are not succeeding. Juventus now is a good team. Let's see them in action match by match, because I just watched them against Parma. Not impressed me didn't impress me at all. But I will let them play 2-3 more matches till I decide what to play on this Juventus team. But I think that they are a team to watch on Champions League.
Martin, what about your futures in Champions League? Who did you go for?
I went for Liverpool and Juventus. The more I think about it, I just think, yeah, I'll go for Liverpool out of everyone. I know they're the defending champions, but you know, you have these dynasties like Real Madrid won it 3 years in a row. Liverpool got to the final 2 years ago, and they were very unlucky not to win that. Karius, 2 howlers, just gifted it to Real Madrid. Got to the final last year, swept Tottenham aside, destroyed Barcelona in the semi-finals. They showed you just how electric Anfield can be anytime anyone turns up there. So they would be my tip. And I like Juventus as well. Very solid, very strong at the back. De Ligt going there from Ajax. Then you got Champions League specialist Cristiano Ronaldo up front. I like that a lot. I was interested in Real Madrid as well now that Zidane's back, but shaky start to the season. I'm a bit less convinced. I think that the majority of the money is going to go on Man City and Barcelona, but I think the odds are too short, and I wouldn't go near them. I think both teams, Barcelona look a bit short in midfield. Man City just seem to lose big games when they shouldn't in this competition, and I think you can't really justify their status as favourites right now. Look a bit further down the line, you get good value on teams like Juventus, Liverpool, maybe even like Atletico Madrid as a long shot, but I can't see anyone really going on a tear like Ajax did. Someone like Borussia Dortmund, maybe. You might see them get to sort of quarterfinals, semi-finals, but no, I think it'll be the big teams in Europe. A lot of money in these teams now, and it's a lot harder for the smaller boys to get on. So I don't think the likes of Dynamo Zagreb and Apoel Nicosia and Slavia Prague are going to be troubling anyone, to be honest.
Okay, cheers, Martin. We're going to let you go now. Rafa, go on, I'll speak to you in a second, Alex. Rafa, if you can get Chef Michael on the phone, we'll start going into the Europa League